Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're doing part 2 of my top favorite ColourPop Super Shock shadows. In the first video, I gave you all my recommendations for my favorite neutral shades, and today I'm talking about my favorite colorful Super Shock shadows. I really recommend that you go and watch the first video if you haven't seen it yet, because I go more in depth about the Super Shock formula. I'm not gonna go back over that information again today, so if you have questions or if you feel like I didn't cover something, go and check out that first video because there's a lot more info in that one. I'm not somebody that wears a ton of really colorful looks. I'm definitely a neutral girl. I really gravitate towards warm, toasty, neutral shades, but I have found that if it comes in a single shadow, I'm more drawn towards colorful shades. The Super Shocks are the perfect excuse for me to test the waters of something more bright and colorful. When I see a really super bright, packed with color palette, I just feel intimidated. I feel like that's not me. I don't know what to do with it. But when it comes to a single, I know how to work that in. I feel comfortable. And in the end, I just end up using it more and getting more creative with my eye looks. That's what I love about the Super Shock shadows. I love the formula. There's a huge range of colors and finishes. And when it comes to really bright, bold colors, all of my favorite eyeshadows tend to be from ColourPop. I'm gonna give you my top 12 today. I will be showing you swatches. Let's get started with some orange and coral type shades. That's really where I first started venturing into using more color, because peach and orange seemed like an easy transition from those warm neutrals that I was accustomed to. So it's no surprise that these are some of my top favorites. First we have Cheeky. This one is a satin finish. I love this beautiful soft pinky coral to use as my transition shade for a lot of these other bolder colors. This one also plays really well with neutrals, so it's just a very versatile shade. And I do tend to prefer the satin finish Super Shocks over the mattes. Next up is Flipper. This one is a metallic finish. It's a pale tangerine shade and it has a ton of sparkle. It's really beautiful on its own, but I love to use this one as a topper to add some extra sparkle to another shade. Bumblebee is another ultra metallic shade. This color is a golden yellow meets orange. This is one of their newer shades, but it's already quickly become a favorite for me. I have nothing else like it in my collection, and it's such a beautiful spring and summertime shade. It just makes me happy inside. The last one in this group is actually a Super Shock pressed pigment. It's called Animal. It's a super intense coral and it has some gold glitters in there. It's a really bold shade. The color payoff is insane and it just looks so beautiful on. I feel that the Super Shock pressed pigments definitely don't get enough hype. For the next group, we're gonna talk about some reds and purples. This is another Super Shock pressed pigment. This one's called Hot Toddy. It's a really bright magenta red, and this one just went into the last call section on the ColourPop site, which means they're discontinuing it. I had to talk about it. I really hope that it's still there by the time this video goes up. Hot Toddy does have the warning on the back that says not for the eye area because it has those red pigments in it. They basically have to say that because these pigments can stain your skin. I've worn this several times and I've not had any issue. I do use an eye base. I use my MAC Painterly paint pot to prime my eye area. So I think that acts as a good barrier between this pigment and my skin. Just wanted to throw that out there since I am recommending this. It has the warning. I wouldn't put too much stock in it, but it's always good to be informed. This one's called EXO. This is an ultra glitter shade. It's a beautiful medium purple. I wouldn't quite call it a light purple, but it's definitely not a deep dark eggplant type of shade. It's super glittery. It's just so pretty. Just look at it. It's so pretty. This beautiful shade is called Wild Thoughts. I believe this was part of their fall line. This one is an ultra metallic finish, and don't let this one fool you because it looks a lot more purple in the pan than it does once it's applied. This is a gorgeous bright pinky magenta, just a little bit of purple glitter in there. On the day that you wake up and you can't decide if you want to wear pink or purple, just wear Wild Thoughts because she's got it covered. Lastly, for this red and purple section, I want to tell you about the shade Drift. This is a pearlized finish shadow. I really like this as sort of a supporting character to any of the other three that I previously mentioned. It's a nice deep burgundy red. It's not too bright. It's not going to compete with these other brighter shades. So I really love to wear this one paired with one of these other three shades just on the very outer corner of my eye and into the crease a little bit to add a little bit of depth without going just for a brown or a neutral. But Drift doesn't steal the show. She's still gorgeous, but she's not gonna steal the show from these others. Believe it or not, this neutral loving girl has some green and blue shades to recommend to you. These aren't the craziest, brightest, boldest shades that ColourPop makes, but these are my favorites. So let's talk about Telepathy. This was released with one of their collaborations with Kathleen Lights. It was in her second little eyeshadow quad, Where the Night Is. This one is an ultra metallic finish. It's a really cool gold green type of shade. So stunning. I've never really loved a shade like this before, but this one just does something for me. Speaking of greenish gold shades, this one's a little bit different. This is called Moonwalk. It's a pearlized finish Super Shock. Moonwalk is actually a duochrome, so depending on the way the light catches this shadow, it'll look like a brownish gold or more like a bluish green. Such a unique shade. This is another one that pairs really well with neutrals, so if you are in a neutrals rut and you're trying to slowly break out of it, Moonwalk could be a good direction to start. The last two shades I want to mention are shadows that I am currently wearing on my eyes right now. This one just came into my life. This is Banana Daiquiri. It's an ultra metallic shadow. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's a really bright turquoise and I love it. I've been wearing this so much. I started off just wearing it on my lower lash line, but lately I've been adding it on top of a gold or a champagne eyeshadow in the center of my eye. That's how I'm wearing it today. I have a champagne shimmer on my eye and then I just patted a little bit of this Banana Daiquiri shade on top. I never thought I would be recommending a bright blue eyeshadow to you, but here we are. This one is newer to my collection, but I've been wearing it so much since I got it that I have to mention it to you. It's so beautiful. I've been converted to a blue lover, believe it or not. The other Super Shock shadow that I have on my eyes today is this one called Partridge. This is a pearlized finish, and today I'm wearing it on the outer part of my eye. This is also a beautiful all over lid color. It has a very subtle blue-brown shift to it, but it's not the typical blue-brown that you think of like the MAC pigment. It's like a greenish blue, like a teal brown shift. Such a beautiful shade. This is a really cool transformer type shade too. This layers well over other colors, plays well with neutrals. This is definitely a must in my Super Shock collection because it's so unique and so useful. Those are my top 12 favorite bright colors in Super Shock shadows. These are just my favorite colors to play with and they just make me happy. Now I want to know what your favorite colorful Super Shock shadows are. Do you have any old faves that have been discontinued or any new shades that have dropped recently that you've just really been loving? Leave a comment and let us know so that we can check out your favorites too. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Little Papa Blue. Just a little bit. I think that the press... Hi. It's an EXO extra glitter. Dang it. It's like you read my mind. Get it? Because it's called Telepathy. Great. I wanted to give you a little like close-up of what my eye look is like. This is what Partridge and Banana Daiquiri look like over a champagne shimmer shadow. It's subtle, but it's still colorful. It's like fun, but not in your face. That's what I like. Super Shock. It's my curse. Super Shock Shadow. It's fine. I only have to say it 100 times in this video. Got this. You got this. If you're scared of blue, just use it like that. Trust me, you will be loving blue too. This is like how a neutral loving girl wears blue eyeshadow. Okay, I have less than no time left, so I gotta be done. Okay.